Welcome back to another episode. Glad you're here. Glad you're watching. Thanks so much for your support and comments you've been writing. This has been going really great. If I get more subscribers, I get more subscribers. If I don't, I don't. My goal isn't necessarily to get my YouTube channel to be, the best YouTube channel in the world or anything like that. That's not really my goal. My goal is more to create a game and to, just document it in video format on YouTube. So I do appreciate you watching my videos, and yeah, thanks a lot. So last episode we got skills leveling up, and this episode I want to kind of actually use those skills. So how are we going to do that? So I've been thinking that I want to create a new script, and I don't know where to put it, so I'm just going to put it under managers, and I'm going to create a script called I don't even know. Formulas. And here's my thinking. Our game, this isn't even going to be, everything needs to be model behavior. It's going to be a static class. Basically, it would be nice to have one script that has all of our formulas in it, and then whenever we want to run a formula, we could just call it here. And the reason why I want to do it all in one place is if I need to tweak these formulas or change them, it'll be a lot easier to find than seeing where in the code is being used. And then also if I need to see where in the code it's being used, it'd be really easy to find that, search for it as well. So that's kind of my thought with this static class of formulas. So let's do one. Let's just try to test this out. Public static. Static void, and we're going to call it work time. All right. So this will be used to determine let's call it task time, I guess. Used to determine how long a task will be. All right. I think that's what we want to do. What is this? Just trying to think a little bit how we want to do this. So what does it do? What does it need? It needs a AI action, I believe. And we'll call it AI action. So we'll send it an AI action. We could actually probably send it the agent as well, maybe. Yeah, we probably need to do AI. This might return a float, actually. Let's return by default. Let's say it returns the dot duration. Oh, hold on. Is that what it's called? We don't have like a max duration. I think it's just duration because then it has the timer. So by default we'll return the action duration by default. that might be all we need to really send it. We're going to return that. All right, and so what we want to do is, how do we affect this duration? So if AI action dot is use stat, so if it's using a stat, we want to have that stat affect, have a stat affect the how long it takes. So how do we do this? And we could do it as a percentage, but it really depends on our stat. So let's say 20 was the highest, and let's say a job took 10 ticks or whatever. Maybe 10 ticks is at when the stat is at 10. 20 would be half of it. 110 would be all of it. 20 would be half of it. Because I don't really want it to where, like, okay, if you're at 20, you get it done instantaneously every time. It would be half of it, and then 0 would be doubling it. So how do we do that? Right? How do we get the percentages? This is where the math comes in, and this will be the kind of the nice thing with this class of formulas, is that if I'm like, oh, that doesn't really work well, it'd be really easy for me to come in here and change it, versus, you know, if it was somewhere in the code somewhere, and I'd be like, okay, where did I put that formula? You know. All right, so how do we do this math? So 0 would take double. 10 would be full amount, and 20 would be half. There could be other things that we can use besides just working on it. For example, in The Sims, when your cooking level is at a certain amount, there's a random chance of a fire happening. I think in RimWorld there's a certain chance, like, you're going to botch the thing. So we could have that in this. Do we want to do it task time? Yeah. Like, we might have another one called, like, public static float. And it might not be a float, it might be a boolean. It could be like a failed job or failed task. And so again, we probably do the same thing. AI action, probably only need that. And we could say return by default true. Default is failed act, actually false. Default is false. That means it will be successful. Maybe we change that to success task. And then use to determine if a task will be successful. And so we would say if, we can do the same thing, AI action dot is use stat. And so then we would run some code, like roll some dice to determine, roll some dice and add skill to determine success. So something like that. So maybe I work on these two things today, or in this episode. And you know, this might have like another one, you know, check injury maybe. You know, should we check the injury? And so we could have another formula down here that runs the check injury formula. So yeah, so let's figure this out. We're going to say, let's get a float called new duration. We're going to set it to 0. We're going to say new duration is equal to the AI action duration times, and then this is where the magic will happen. We're going to times it by the AI action dot use stat. We actually do need the agent, comma AI agent, and we're going to say AI agent dot character stat dot stats, but character state no dot, I have to do like stat controller dot character states dot stats this. Dot get value. Now, what I might do, this should not be, is dot use stat. I might take this, and before we do any of this stuff, let's just stat is equal to this, so that we can just, if we need to use it again, we can just use it again. That's stat. So we're going to take the stat. All right. And get the value of it. We want to divide it by the stat dot max stat. Let's just think about this. So we probably want to do it like a, yeah, divide by, that was right. Whoops, oh, come on, I lost it. Stat dot max stat. All right. So right now, if it was 0 divided by whatever the max one would return 0. So we're going to times it by 0, so we would get no duration at all. If it was, which we don't want, if it is 10, that would be at half. So that would be 50% of it. Times it by the duration would be 0. Okay, we don't want that. We want to take this here Okay, hold on. Okay, divide by 2. So if the max stat was 20, divide by 2 would be 10. 10 divided by 2 would return 1. 1 times the duration equals, good. Now if it's 0, it would return 0, and that's not what we want. So we got to do this a opposite way. 0 would be times by 0, the duration would be 0. We need to times it by 10 minus this. Actually, we would do half the max stat minus that. See how these formulas can kind of get a little complicated? So we take, so let's say our max stat was 10, so this would be our 20. This would now be 10. And what we should do is also put all this into parentheses. Alright, this would be 10. So then we're taking the number 10 and we're subtracting it from the value of it. So if it was 10, divided by half of the max, which would be 10. So minus 10 divided by 10 is 1. That's not what we want either. Okay. What if we did get rid of this for a second? So this is the value. So if it's at 10 and the value was 0, we would subtract 0 and then we would times it by 10. So the duration would be 10 times the thing, which is not what we want either. Alright, so we're not getting, we're going in circles right now. I'm sure if you guys are really good with math and maybe you've done this kind of stuff before, you probably already figured it out, what needs to happen. Not to say that I'm not good at math, it's just not clicking to me right now. Okay. We take the duration of our thing. Hold on. Let's go back to what we had before. This is what we want. We're getting a percent amount. That is definitely what we want. Why am I? I need another one here. This is getting a percent amount. This right here, this is a percentage. 0%, 100%, and 200%. But we have it kind of backwards. So how do we inverse it? How do we inverse it? AI action dot duration minus this. All right. So if this was at 1, this would be at 10. That would be, no, that's not what I want either. We do not want to minus this. Because if the duration is at 10, this was at 100%. Times it by 100%, then we're subtracting. Let's say this was 10. 100% times it by 1. That would change it to 10. And then so 10 minus 10 would give you 0. Let's just think about this for a second. We almost got this. Okay. If this was at 20%, which means the duration would be hold on. So if it was at 200%, times by 2, that'd be 20. Duration is 10. That would be giving us 10, which would, so then oh my word, we need this. Is this right? I know. You're like, what the heck is going on? So, if this was a 20% or a 200, that means this would come out to be hey, why am I timesing it here though? No. This would then become 20, okay? That means the duration is now doubled, right? So we're at 20. And if I take the duration and I subtract the 20, duration minus 20 gives us a negative 10. So we need to add. And so we're going to add a negative 10 to the duration, which would give us 0. Okay? If our max stat was 0, okay? If it was 0, that means our percent was 0. The amount we would take away would be 0. So duration, duration would be 0. Duration would be 10, and then we would add that to our duration, making it 20, which would then double it. Now, what's the problem? The problem is when it's past 100%, it is it will instantaneously do the job, and that's not what we want. So how do we change it? Well, let's leave this for now, and we want to check to see if this is even working. I might put debug.log action time, and we're going to say plus the AI action dot duration plus the new is going to be the new duration plus new duration, and we're going to return new duration. So let me save this and let me go to my character controller, my AI agent. So before we start the job, let's do it right here. Because we don't need to keep changing the duration. Change duration based on stats. So we're going to say formulas dot task time. And we need to send it the AI, what do we want to say, current action, is it? My current action, comma, this. Okay, that's a string. I think it's going to be this right here. Yeah. Alright, so that gets the formula, but where are we storing this? Current action dot update duration. So here's kind of the problem. Let me go to this definition. We're going to change this to public float mod duration. And so then down here, moderation. Why isn't that not working? Right here. Let's see the spelling. Where did I put that? What the heck? Moderation. And then, so we're going to use the moderation. It is a moderation. We are modding it. Okay, nice. Let's go to the AI agent again. And so we're going to say the dot moderation is going to equal this. All right. That way we always have like the base moderation. The base duration, and the moderation is what's being changed. All right, so that should hopefully be working. Because this is where it's updating and then performs it. All right, let's try it out. So we should see our villagers going a little slower at doing things. Let's click the gather. Now it doesn't affect the walk speed, but we should see that, whoa, we did it instantaneously. So we have a issue with the, what I'm going to do really quick is the sunlight. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's under the map manager. Map manager, light grid. Where am I storing the sunlight? I was just going to change the setting here. Where am I keeping track of that? I think I would put it in the map manager. I'm probably doing the game manager. The max day is 10, which means next night is 10. I gotta kind of fix that, but let's just do that for now. Let's gather, and it's doing it instantaneously. And because why? Let's go back to our formula and let's go through this again. The duration is what is our duration for chopping down trees? Because that could be it also. Let's go to our prefabs, our villager, go under actions, and go to the gather resource. And the duration's 100. It's 100. Let me play it for a second, see what. Actually, didn't I do a debug? Let me pause it. Alright, let me not collapse. Right here. Action time is 100. The new action is negative 800. Holy cow. So, what are we doing wrong here? Oh, this should not be the max stat. This should be the get stat. Get value of it. Hold on. I don't think we need this. This gets the percentage. Hold on, we're doing this wrong. Hold on. We don't want this. We don't want that anymore. We want, here's this, here's the percentage. I don't know, we don't really need that or that. Here's the percentage, times it by the duration, and then, okay, I think that should be the formula. All right, let's try that again. Let's see if that's, yeah, that seems to be, whoa, look at that. Is the bar supposed to go that high? Let's see this again. Oh, you know what? Okay, so funny. We do definitely have it backwards. The bar goes past it because no, okay, this is correct. The bar is longer because it's doubling the amount. So we just need to change that. We just need to change that bar. So it is taking longer. This is correct. So the time it was going to take was 100 because we're at level 0. So let's test that out a little bit. Let's go to the AI stat controller. And we're going to cheat a little bit, and we're going to say that the character stat, and we're going to call this the harvest dot base number. Let's say it equals 20. All right, let's check that out. Let's gather. And it should be instantaneously. Boom. And if I check the debug, why am I not seeing the debug? That's odd. Am I just blind? Oh, right here. Yeah, the new time became 0. And if we change it to 10, we should see it the full amount now. There we go. Yep. Alright, so what do I need to fix? I need to fix it to where we kind of change that that formula. And again, where's the formula? Oh, it's under the formula script. That's easy to find. I do need to change that. But let's try to do this now. The success task. All right. We take a die roll, and if it's, how often should we be failing the task? Not too often, right? More often if you're 0, less often if you're at 20. So what would be a good starting percentage, and then taking that percentage, you know, I mean, we could have it like if you're at 20, you automatically succeed. Like you are a pro, you would never fail this. We could do a die roll out of the max. Let's think about this. How often do we want, basically, how often do we want it to fail if you're at 0? So maybe the fail rate would be, let's say it was 50%. So 0 is 50% chance. So that might seem too high, but then maybe you don't have that villager as a gatherer. You know what would be cool, now that I'm starting to think about it, like how to like macro manage your villagers instead of micromanaging. What if you have like a list of jobs and you can set criteria to who could do those jobs? So you could say like, okay, for harvesting, only villagers that have a skill of greater than, you know, 10. You know, let's just say, or 5. And so then, you know, it would, for goals, it would check that in the goals. Anyways, I'm getting kind of sidetracked. We'll just do this for now. And again, the nice thing about having these formulas here is we can tweak them later. So 0 would be a 50% to fail. a 10 would be 75%, and 20 would be 100% to fail or to be successful. 50% chance of failing, so really this is a 25%, and we're going to just default as a 1% chance. Let's just do that for now. So we want to kind of do the same thing here. We're going to do that. We want to get the AI. Do we really need that? Status. Yeah, we do want that. AI agent. Let's put that right there. So let's get the stats of the agent. So we're going to say float. Really, it doesn't need to be a float, but we'll just thresh. And this is going to equal what we just said. So it's going to be 25, and we kind of almost want this same kind of thing here. Right? Isn't that kind of what we want? This same kind of math. I feel like we do. But instead of the duration, we would change this to 25. We don't. Alright, let's just think about this, make sure we're. Oh gosh, what the heck. Alright, we need this. And delete that. Alright, so this is taking the stat, so we're getting the value. So let's say it was 10. And so this is 1. So 1 times 25 is 25. 25 minus 25 is 0. So it's a 25%. That's not what we want. I think we want this to be 50. Alright. So let's say it was 0. 0 divided by half of this would be 0. 0 times 25 is 0. 25 minus, wait, 25 minus 0 is, right, 0. 25 minus 0 is 25. 25, that makes it 75%. Ooh, no, I think we were right with this, 25. Yeah, 25%. If it was 10, it would be 10 times the 25, which is then 10 times 25, or 1 times 25, which would be 25, 25 minus 25, so 25, okay. And then if this was 20, which is going to be 200%, or 2 times that is 50. 25 minus is negative 25. Negative 25 minus 1 gives us 0. And then we can say if thresh is less than or equal to 0, we're going to say thresh is 1. Alright, so now we want to do a int roll is equal to random dot range from 0 to 100. Alright, if roll is greater than the thresh, we're going to return true. Else, we will return false. And the default, true, false, return false. This default needs to be true. Okay, default is success. Okay, so does that make sense? All right, let's go to the agent, and in our work job, after we update it, we're going to do this. If, I love these formulas, it's really easy to kind of formulas dot success task, and we are going to send it the plan dot element at 0, 0, comma this, and then if it's not successful, we're just going to return what do we want to do here? This is the tricky part. We're going to say AI actions dot duration, plan dot element 0 dot duration timer is equal to 0. So we want to reset timer and try again. This can be kind of a problem because I don't know. Like I could see, like, okay, we're stuck in a loop. If it keeps failing over and over and over and over and over again, he's going to get stuck in a loop and die. Chances of that happening are very slim. All right, let's test this out. Let's see if this works. So let's gather. All right, had no problem. Let's just see if we got any failing. Nope, no failing. Oh, he failed. You saw that? I saw it. He did twice. All right, so we got that working. Pretty cool. We might, the percentage, should be pretty good. It's a 1 out of 4 chance that you will fail a task. It seems less than that. So far, we've done this task quite a bit, and it's only failed once. So it is a very low chance of them failing. I might change that. Oh, didn't I want it to be 50% chance? I think I did 25%. Here, let me go to the formula. Really easy to change. This should be probably no. This should be 50% chance. this is not making, this might not be working right. If roll is greater than the threshold, yeah, let's just say greater than or equal to. Right. If thresh is less than or equal to 0, we're going to make it 1. Let's do a little debug. And we're going to say thresh plus thresh. Actually, let's just do this, just to make sure everything's kind of working. I would say roll plus roll plus what the heck, come on. Alright, save it. Alright, we'll just try this real quick and then we'll probably call it an end to episode, I believe, 75. So, let's gather. Let's do some gathering. And then pause it and see. We had a roll of, that's not right. So the threshold said it was 25, and that is not correct. So we need to go back here. Golly, that doesn't make sense. This is a 0%. 0 times 25 is 0, which means 25. 25 plus 25. Am I not doing this right? Get value, because they're... What stat is it using to get? The harvest stat. Oh, remember I cheated? Hold on, let me go to my AI agent. Sorry, actually the stat here. Let's change the harvest. Yeah, let's change that to 0. That's why it was 25%. Takes him up. He failed. He failed. 50% chance of failing. Yep, he passed it. He's failing it. He's not very good at harvesting. It's taking forever. Now you can see a major difference. He's still trying to chop this tree down. Hey, finally got it. Took you long enough, buddy. Alright, kind of want to see where that threshold took place. Here was the roll. Threshold was 50. But here it was here. Threshold was 57. So, alright, we'll probably tweak that a little bit, but it is working. So we got the skills being used for activities, how long it takes based upon their stats. And also a chance of failing that task. Again, thanks for watching. Continue to support the channel. Hopefully one day we'll get this to a kind of prototype. And I think if I get to a prototype, I might put it on a website for you guys to try out. When it gets to like a more prototype state, just for you guys to try out. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.